Okay, so we're live on social media. So we're live on 93.5. So we're alive because today happens to be the 24th day of September in the year of our Lord, of course, 2020. And so much is happening. And there's one man that you wake up and think about every day, even if you don't want to think about it. Who is that man, Conrad?
Well, first off, I do not think about Trump first thing in the morning when I wake up. Unfortunately, though, I typically my TV goes on automatically in the morning when I wake up, so it's either on CNN or MSNBC or sometimes Fox, and they are the ones talking about the latest stupid thing that he did, and so it's kind of like forced into my brain. You know, not that I'm deliberately thinking about him, but again, it's just like forced into my brain that you know, he's among the first things that I hear or see or know of in the morning. So
why don't we start the show off with that? As we rev up the audience for everybody to join us and watch and everything. What do you think about what's happening right now, Conrad, with everything that you're seeing on television? I need for you to expound on that. Talk a little bit about the fact that elections are coming up and all of that. I need for you to talk a little bit about that. Let's jump the show off. This is Cruising with the Case Handler. Yours truly, David Skeez, Annakie, and the attorneys. And I want the boss man himself, Conrad Pollack at the firm, Pollack, Isaac, and Tefika, to start to show himself. What I need to get your input as to what you think about our wonderful, great president that's in the White House right now and everything that he's doing for every ethnic group, race, creed, color, religion, sexual orientation. You know, I need for you to give some input on that. Let's start the show off with some energy. Go ahead.
Where do you start? I mean, you know, he's still out there denying that the COVID crisis is a crisis. He's out there saying that kids are immune, that it's going to go away. I mean, he's still saying the same stuff that he's been saying for the last 6-8 months, whatever it is, even though he's been recorded on tape as saying the opposite and acknowledging the danger and how contagious and how terrible the disease is. And yet he's still out there at these rallies. No masks, no social distancing, all these people there cheering him on. And he even mentioned I forget which rally it was a couple of nights ago, Alan. He said that not only is he going to get reelected this time, but when he's done with that term, maybe he'll last for another 4 years. And people are cheering. People are cheering him when he's saying this stuff, that maybe he'll go for a third term. I mean, it's like, and I'm saying to myself, do these people even hear what he's saying? Are they just that enamored of him and drinking the Kool-Aid that they just don't even listen to the things he says anymore? You know, and they just cheer spontaneously? It's just...
He's the guy that said he can go out on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and it wouldn't matter.
To his followers, it wouldn't. On the contrary, they'd be out there cheering him.
Right.
They'd be out there cheering him on. You know,
the guy is completely off his rocker. All right. I mean, when I say he's completely off his rocker, he's definitely off his rocker.
Well, you know something? We're going to see the debates. The first debate is next week, Tuesday night, I believe, right?
Right.
Right. So we'll see. You know, Alan was just saying before the show that Biden should not let him wander around the stage like he did with Clinton. You know, if you remember, he came up behind her, which you see if you watch Saturday Night Live when Alec Baldwin was portraying Trump. It's hilarious. That makes me laugh. But you're right. I mean, Biden, if like Trump wanders up behind him, you know, Biden says, "Hey, get away from me, man. Go back to your electorate."
Biden should get up and wander around also, and not let Trump do that.
It's like,
but what we're trying to do here, everybody, you know, it's 22 minutes before the hour of 10 on a Thursday. All right, and a lot of us are out there. We're listening to this radio show and we're watching this on Facebook. And I'm one of those, and I'm quite sure I already know Conrad and Alan is, we're not the kind of individuals who will circumvent the obvious, who will circumvent what's happening. There's a lot of crap that's happening. And this is one of the reasons why we have this show. This show, yes, is about helping every single one of you that's out there, that's in this United States, that need help where immigration is concerned. And I've proven time and time again that this is the firm, these are the attorneys to go to when it comes to your immigration benefits. These are the attorneys to have represent you. Yes, they're giving you a free consultation. That goes without saying. They did that for you. But more importantly, every one of you listening to this station right now need to only use these attorneys. I can't vouch for any other attorneys. Okay, these are the attorneys that I've vetted. As a matter of fact, I've vetted them for almost 5 years before they got on the show. No joke, no BS, no crap. Seriously, all right? So what I love about them, they're very straightforward, they're very honest, they're very on point, and I just made you hear them banter about what's happening in the real world. And as you can tell, they're real. So every one of you tuning in, we're about to get to immigration questions. I have got Conrad Pollack, the managing partner at the firm, PPID, known as Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. I've got Alan E.K., probably the most experienced immigration attorney in the nation, but we definitely know in the tri-state area. And he's got links and connections with the Department of Homeland Security, immigration, all right? God forbid, one needs to reach out to them for something that's been delayed and more. So I'm saying to every one of you watching David Squeezanica's Facebook page, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico's Facebook page, PPID, Adam Handler's page, the case handler. Make sure that you dial the number I'm about to give you, all right? The number happens to be the number for the law firm. If you need immigration help, you've got to call them. The consultation is free. If you call before 10 a.m., the consultation is absolutely free. If you're watching this in some other point in time, still call. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Maybe you were told by some guy down on Eastern Parkway, right there in the corner, on the second floor, in the back office, in the little corner right there where you go through and it's dark and it smells, that they can do your consultation work. I mean, they can do your immigration work for free. And maybe they're, telling you, yeah, you got to give them a $2,500 here, and then you got to pay some fees, and then you got to go down there and they got to contact that immigration and all of that. I have heard every freaking story. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not get yourself arrested or be put in removal proceedings. Just do yourself a favor. I'm giving you a free consultation by way of Conrad Pollack and Alan E.K. today. Just call them, talk to them for free before you go do some stupid thing. And listen, I know people, Conrad and Alan, who have done some dumbass things. Yo, Squeeze, man, I know this guy in immigration, man. You can hook me up with a green card, man. So
I've heard that.
You see what I'm saying?
I think I know that guy.
I've got people, everything in our community out there, not just the Jamaican community, but other communities. Yeah, man, I have a link. I've got a link with this guy. I've got a link with that guy. I've got a connection. Your ass is going to jail. And also, after you get out of jail, they're going to put you and your family out of the country. Come on, people. There's no need to do that. Stop climbing over the fence when you can walk through the door. And you simply just need to pick up the phone and call this number. It's free, the consultation. After that, do the wisest thing you can do and hire them. Work out a payment plan with them if you can't afford it, all right? The number to call right now, and call them before 10 o'clock and get yourself that free appointment off the air. It's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 844-PPID-LAW. Yeah, you went to the lady at down the corner on Gun Hill Road. By the way, she happens to be in jail now, all right, for fraud. All right, all these things, people listening, listen, I'm just saying to you, stop listening to your family member, your friends, and all these people, and using these people who are not, they don't even know what the hell they're doing. Stop. And if you want to try and do it yourself, as Nelson would say, more power to you. Don't do it. There are way too many entrapments within the documents that you've got to file. Let the attorneys, the guys who went to college and studied law, the guys who have been here probably before I was born, all right? So make sure you reach out to them. Alan E.K. and Conrad Pollack. The number to call, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. Let me go to the general. They call him the general because he's got this is one of the most experienced attorneys I've ever met when it comes to immigration. His name is Alan E.K. Let's just bring him on right now. Alan, how you doing today, man?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, man. So you call that orange guy an idiot, rightfully so. All right. So talk to me.
Imbecile is a better word. Imbecile. Imbecile is a better word.
Imbecile. Imbecile. Yeah, that's a good word.
He's an imbecile. He is. I had dinner with, I'm sorry to interrupt you for just for a second.
Okay.
You go off again, Alan. I had dinner with some friends last night. One of my buddies, old friend of mine, is a major guy on Wall Street, one of the titans in Wall Street. And even he was saying, first off, he was extremely optimistic that Trump is going down, which I was happy to hear it, because this is a guy who's in the know. He's a real powerful guy in the financial sector. But even he was saying, he had dealt with him over the years in New York. We were all New Yorkers, and I've got family members and friends that have been in real estate in New York, and nobody ever has a good word to say about the guy. Everybody says the same thing, that he's an a-hole, that he doesn't pay his bills, he's constantly stiffing people, he's constantly suing people, he's constantly being sued, everything we've all heard before, and it's all true. But he's saying how he hasn't changed a bit, that the a-hole that he was 10, 20, 30 years ago in the real estate industry, in the real estate business, he's still the exact same guy. That's what he said to me. He hasn't changed a bit, which I believe it.
Listen, man. Listen. Any guy that can on camera and say, to disrespect women and say, grab them by the pee, why would anyone want someone like that?
It doesn't
anywhere
matter.
Representing anything for them.
It doesn't matter, and even with the evangelicals, all of these alleged religious people out there, this is the most irreligious guy, the worst person that you can ever imagine, but they justify it in their heads that, okay, you're right, he's imperfect, quote unquote, but he's getting them what they want. He's the means to an end, and that they're willing to make the sacrifice. They're willing to be hypocritical about their religious beliefs, because he's getting them the conservative justices, he's getting them the charter schools, he's getting them all the things that other politicians have promised and not delivered on. So he's the means to an end here. Unfortunately, works for them, which is unfortunate. It's so hypocritical.
Very, very. That's the voice of Conrad Pollack, folks, the man who runs the firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. All right. And do remember, if you need an immigration consultation right now, just call. The number is 844-774-3529. Get it for free today. Call before 10 o'clock, 844-774-3529. Mention my name, Squeeze, and get that free phone consultation. With that said, as the phone lines blaze over at Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, let me jump over to the attorney, Alan E.K. Alan, bring us up to speed on any immigration update that you may want to share. And I'm quite sure you're going to start off with filing fees, right?
Well, I've got a lot of information. So
Okay.
we're going to start off by talking about naturalization and talking about voting. Now, if you've been putting off filing for U.S. naturalization, now is the time to do it. Beginning October 2nd, USCIS will increase its naturalization fees by more than 80%. This means it will cost you up to $1,100 filing fees to become a U.S. citizen. So if you have any questions about eligibility or questions about naturalization, call us and schedule a consultation. Now, we had a call on our last program about somebody was calling about a relative who was kind of elderly, and they had some questions about that. So I decided we should just go through that quickly. So for naturalization, there's an English language requirement, and there's a civics test about American history and government. Now, if you're 50 years or older, at the time you file for naturalization, you've lived as a permanent resident in the United States for 20 years. It's called the 50-20 exception. And if you're 55 or older at the time you file for naturalization, and you lived in the United States for 15 years, it's the 15-15 exception. So even if you qualify for those two exceptions, you still have to take the civics test. You can take it in your own language if necessary. You can have an interpreter. And if you're age 65 or older and been a permanent resident for at least 20 years at the time you file for naturalization, you'll be given special consideration concerning the civics requirement. Now, some people will not be able to take the test because they have physical ailments. So you may be eligible if you can show physical or developmental disability or mental impairment. And there's a special form that has to be filed, and you have to go to a licensed medical doctor or clinical psychologist who will write you a letter, and if immigration accepts it, you'll be exempt from English and civics. So that's kind of, I wanted to do this because it came up at the last program. Now, let's talk about voting. As far as voting is concerned, you can go to an email called When We All Vote, and you give your address, and it'll give you information on how to register to vote. So some people have already registered, some people have requested an absentee ballot, but if you didn't, make a plan, make a specific voting plan, exactly where and when you're going to vote. So people who say, yeah, I'm going to do it, it usually doesn't happen. But if you make a specific voting plan, when and where you will vote, you're more likely to go and vote than if you just say, promise yourself, well, I'll do it. And then tell your friends about it and put it in social media. So it's really important to get out there and register to vote and get out there and then vote. Okay. Now, we all know, or you should know, that the immigration filing fees are going up October 2. So any applications that are filed through October 1 will be the old filing fees. So don't delay. If you want to save money, get yourself filed through up to October 1, and we will help you to do that. Call us for a consultation.
Alan, if I can interrupt, I think immigration will accept the old fees as long as the applications are postmarked by October 2nd or October 1st.
I have October postmarked and will no later than October 1st.
All right, so basically that's next Thursday. So, I mean, in our office, we're really busy. In fact, that's what I've been doing this morning. We've been putting all our files together, getting checks written so we could get those applications out before the new filing fees take effect. So, and again, the rule is the filing fees take effect. The new filing fees take effect as of next Friday, October 2nd. But if you get your application in and it's postmarked by October 1st, you don't have to pay the new higher fees. So that's what we've been doing at the firm really for the last week or two. And we're really on top of that now because everybody, of course, the phones are ringing off the hook and we're really busy getting all our applications ready so we can file at the lower filing fees. So if there are any of you out there that have been waiting, now's the time. Get it done. You're running out of time. You have a week.
Now, one glaring example is the citizenship application. N400 is going up 83%.
Yeah, citizenship right now is $725 total, including biometrics. It's going to be like $1,400.
So if you want to save a good deal of money, you got to get your application for naturalization in postmark no later than October 1st. Now, since 2002, this is the fourth time USCIS has raised their fees. The last time they did it, December 20th, 16, and that was a 21% increase. Now, there is a lawsuit pending against USCIS over the filing fees. The lawsuit concerns filing fees dealing with family immigration, non-employment immigration. And there's a hearing on the lawsuit September 25. So hopefully by our next program, when I'll be on again, I can tell you what happened to the hearing and did the court stop them from these filing fees. So hopefully the filing fee lawsuit will go well and it won't go into effect. Okay, now we talked about furloughs, and immigration was talking about furloughing 13,000 people, and they've held back on that. But now what they're doing is they're furloughing 800 people who are private contractors who work for the National Benefits Center in Missouri. And that's going to slow everything down because the National Benefits Center does a lot of important work, processing applications for the local offices, collecting information. So this furlough of 800 people, even though it's not as bad as 13,000 people, is going to slow down immigration cases. Not a good sign. Now, as far as the immigration courts are concerned, the immigration courts are closed for non-detained hearings where there's no date yet through October 7th to 2020. So if you're waiting to see when you're going to be scheduled for your removal proceeding and you don't have a date yet, it's on hold till the beginning of October. Okay. Airport health screenings are over. They're not going to screen people for when they come in to see whether they're healthy or not healthy, and temperature and all that. That's done. Okay, next, public charge. That's been a very big problem for a long time, and there was an injunction that held it off, and then the injunction was reduced to New York and Connecticut and Maine. That injunction is over, and so immigration now can enforce the I-944 form. And so if you didn't file it, but you filed an application without the 944, you can expect an RFE, a request for evidence, from USCIS. After October 13, if you file an application for adjustment of status without the 944, they're going to reject it. Any applications that were filed between December 22 and October 13 without the 944, you will get what's called an RFE, a request for evidence. The 944 is a pain in the neck. It's a long form which requires a lot of information. So I think that's one, if you didn't do it, you need help, and you should probably call us for a consultation, because if you look at the form, it's going to really be difficult to fill out. So that's something to keep in mind on the public charge. We also talked about removal proceedings. Now, as far as things going on at the consulates are slowly opening up, starting to phase in. It's a phased in reopening, but they're still operating on a critical status. So if something is more than routine, it's an emergency, they will help you. But if it's a routine visa service, it may take you a while. They're still getting onto business. So that's some of the the important things that are going on. And don't forget to register for vote. Don't forget to file for naturalization. New York CIS, by mid-October, they will have scheduled all the cases that were scheduled and were taken off the calendar. So we expect to have all the cases rescheduled by mid-October. Telephone appearances will be okay if you have an interview at USCIS. Your lawyer can't come. Your lawyer doesn't want to come. You can give the officer interviewing you your lawyer's name and phone number, and they will get him on the line, and he can participate in the interview even though he's not physical there. So that's some of the updates and some of the important things that are going on. I have more, but I want to give Conrad a chance to talk also, and squeeze to see if you have any questions from people listening.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Alan, go ahead. Please continue. I'm fascinated listening to your diatribe going forward. Yeah,
let me plug before we get to the topic.
I'm at a loss for words when he goes off like that.
All right. Once again, folks, if you're just joining us, this is Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration. Now, before I give a little bit of expansion on the immigration side, I want to remind you that personal injury, of course, is the big part of the firm. Adam Handler, dear friend of mine, and of course, my attorney, has settled well over $126 million for clients in his career. He's a partner at the firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. And ladies and gentlemen, what it is that he has done for people is immense. So right now, if you get hurt in an accident, bus accident, bike accident, car accident, bicycle accident, any accident, you need, after you've sought medical attention, to make sure that one reaches out to him. Seriously, you don't want to go with any other attorney. Trust me, I've heard the nightmares when people go with other attorneys. Go with the right attorney, and the right attorney is the case handler. I call him the shark. The number is the same number that you would call. He runs a different department. All right, the number, matter of fact, he just jumped on. The number is, thank you for jumping on. The number for the case handler is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. Everyone that's watching, that's listening, dial this number now and get yourself also a free immigration consultation. I don't care what your immigration question is. Dial the number now. Speak with an attorney off the air. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. Let's continue.
It's 10 o'clock.
All right. Adam Adler, good morning.
Good morning. I jumped on. I had FOMO, but I'm jumping back off. These guys got it. We taught them well.
Oh, man. Fear of missing out. Huh?
All right, my friend. Alan, it's good to see you, my brother.
Yeah, good to see you. Nice to have you on with us for even for briefly.
Yeah,
Adam, what's that stuff all over your face? What happened to you?
I'm going Rasta.
Yeah. Do you guys notice anything about me and Adam? Same hairstyle, I decided to
Beard.
pop that hairstyle like he got,
So the rumors are true. You guys really are related?
Yeah,
You didn't know that?
They call me. They call me the Jew-Macon.
Is my brother from another mother,
He's my Hebrew.
There you go. Anyway, my Jamaican friend.
I'm signing off. See you guys.
All right. Good to have you, man. Take those calls. All right. That's Adam Handler, our case handler, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So once again, this is a show on immigration for today. And I got some questions here. So let's just jump right into it before I get beat up in the streets by who, Conrad. Joke. Inside joke. All right. All right. Let's go to this one. My case is currently approved and waiting for the ban to be lifted for an interview. F1. Unmarried child of U.S. citizen over 21 years old. I'm currently engaged. Should I wait until I get my green card to get married? Or should I get married and change my category?
Well,
which one would be faster? Both for me and my future husband.
I got it. Do not get married. The difference between F1 and F3, F1, as this person indicated, is the unmarried adult son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. F3 is the married son or daughter of a U.S. citizen. F3 usually takes a lot longer than F1, years longer. I don't have the list in front of me. Alan, maybe you do.
I do.
It could be a difference of years. The advantage, of course, is if he gets married, he can include his wife in his case, if that's important to him. But it could be years. So he has to make a calculation, which if he had a lawyer like us, like me, we would make that calculation for him. But he needs to determine first, what's the difference, the amount of time between waiting for the F1 as opposed to waiting for the F3, and then compare it to how long it would take him as a green card holder to apply for his wife once he does get married, and see which takes longer. That's his decision, though.
Now, the F1 is up now to September 15th, 2014, and the F3 is June 15, 2008.
There you go. Difference of 6 years. So if this gentleman gets married, it might make his life happy. It might improve his life. What do they say? Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
But he's going to have 6 years there or more to enjoy his happiness while he's waiting for his green card. So that's his call.
There you go. The number is 844-774-3529. That number is the number for the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and Lisico. Call it, get a free phone consultation, then hire them. All right? That's the best advice I can give you. All right, let's get to another question here. My husband had his interview CR1 in August 2019. They requested additional documents and kept his passport. At that time, his passport was valid for 1 year. Now his passport is expired. What should I do? Need help, please.
Call us. Also, August 19, and now it's more, they need to contact the consulate post. I don't really understand what the problem is. I don't know why the consulate would have kept his passport for over a year and what they've been sitting around waiting for. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
All right. Hey, listen, people, just call the number 844-774-3529. You're speaking with bona fide attorneys. All right. Real live attorneys. 844-774-3529.
Yeah, what we would do in a case like that, we'd reach out directly to the consulate post, and Mr. K, General, knows all of the consul generals pretty much around the world. So that's the type of thing that Alan would typically jump on and
the reason why they should go.
And you'll get on the horn or email, hey, Joe, you run this post. What can you do for us?
There you go. All right. Now, right now, I need to stop for 10 seconds here. Everyone, can you please share what it is that you're watching? I need everybody to give me 10 more shares. Share to 10 people that you know that's on your Facebook page. The Allisons, the Traces, I need for you to share. I need each of you to share to at least 30 more pages. All right, right now. All right, please. And once again, thanks to all the people that's watching us on Facebook, the Denisa Joseph, Carol Anderson, the Ian Starboard, the Linda, everybody. All right, thanks a lot. All right, here's another question on immigration as you all share the page so that we can reach out to more people. Hello, everyone. I need to know how long my case will be approved as my case has been submitted since the 15th of March, 2015. Category equal F3 married son, family US citizen. And it's still stuck in received state. I already followed visa bulletin and process time portal, but still confused, no response yet. It's been 5 years.
That's what Alan just said. It's an F. They said it's a third pref. They're working on cases filed in that category from 2008. She filed in 2015. Do the math. She's got another 7-8 years she's gonna be waiting.
There you go.
And they're not in any rush to adjudicate the case because it's going to be a number of years
Right.
until you get close. As long as you have a priority date, that's not going to change. You file, that's your date in line, but it's going to take them some time to process it, and it's going to take a lot more time for you to have an interview.
Yeah, make sure you don't lose that filing receipt. If you don't have an I-130 approval, you need that I-130 filing receipt because that's the only evidence you have that you filed in 2015, and you might need it someday. But you have a long way to go. No rush on the approval.
There you go. And thanks to Denisa Joseph. She just shared. She also said, I am F2A and it feels like forever.
F2A is not, though. F2A is a couple of years, and the new dates are coming out as of October 1st. She's current. So her priority date should be current as of October 1st. So again, these are the types of things. If you have an attorney, you call your lawyer and I'll get on the phone and I'll say, hey, you're an F2A. Guess what? Your priority date is current. In fact, I wouldn't even wait for the phone call. That's what we've been doing all week. Another thing we've been doing all week is going through all of our files to see who's going to be current on October 1st. October 1st is always an important date on the immigration calendar because that's the beginning of the new federal fiscal year. So that's when all new numbers are assigned. So the priority dates is what we're talking about. All jump forward as of October 1st. F2A, I don't know what the date is right now in September. It's a couple of years backlog, but as of October 1st, it's current. So good news for her.
Right. And here's somebody who's saying they're F2B, and they want to know if they could actually go to their grandfather's burial. All right. It says, if there's any way that it can expedite their visa appointment interview to attend my grandparents' burial, I'm under F2B. Thank you in advance.
No, you're not going to be able to get any special consideration. The F2B is up to July 8th, 2015. So you still have some more time until your turn is reached. So they're not going to give you a special permit to visit your grandfather. It's not going to happen.
All right. Once again, folks, you're in tune to the immigration link version of Cruising with a Case Handler show that is normally on personal injury and immigration. It's brought to you by a very powerful firm that has 3 offices, one in New York City at 225 Broadway, another in Peekskill, and one in Brooklyn. And you'll get more details on that, of course, as we progress through our shows. But remember, reach out to them, dial the number 844-774-3529. And it's a full service law firm. So stop worrying and thinking, I need an attorney for this, I need an attorney for that. Just go to them. They'll find the right attorney for you within the company or even external if need be. Just call them, store the number in your phone. You may not need the number now, but store it in your phone so you have it indefinitely. The number is 844-774-3529. Be proactive, store the number. You will need it in the future in some capacity. 844-774-3529. Here's the final question I have here. You may have one in the group. Hello, everyone. Once again, I need your help, please. I got married to LPR. She applied petition for me in April 2020 as LPR. Now she became a U.S. citizen. Just need to know, does she have to update anything to the USCIS about her naturalization? And will it speed up my case or not? I mean, now my case is still considered under LPR processing time, or after this, it will be considered as married to U.S. citizen time. You guys decide for that one for me?
You have to notify it's not clear where the case is pending, whether the case is pending, where you're going to get the visa, whether you're going to get the visa at the American consulate or whether you're legally here and you get the visa here. But you have to notify immigration and they will upgrade the case from a second preference, LPR, to immediate relative, somebody who's married to an American citizen. So you have to let them know that. Otherwise, it's going to continue as permanent resident petitioner and let them know that now you're a US citizen. And so it's a different category, much quicker.
All right. Once again, folks, the number is 844-774-3529. That was my final question for now. Alan, I don't know if you wanted to expand on anything else that you'd like to touch on before we conclude our show.
Is there a question?
No. I said, I don't know if there's anything else that you'd like to add
Yes.
before we conclude our show. I know you were.
Very
Talk-
quickly, we talked about removal of proceedings and when they're going to be holding hearings, but it's kind of interesting. The current active court case backlog as of August 2020 has grown to 1,246,164. It's up 11% from the beginning of March. Average waiting times for removal proceedings have jumped 12% in the past 6 months. Cases currently in the queue waiting for a removal proceeding have been waiting an average of 26 months as of now, and they still have to wait years longer before the hearing is actually scheduled to occur. So that's an update on removal proceedings.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for tuning in to, of course, this show, Cruising with the Case Handler. I want to say thanks to Conrad Pollack, the managing partner at the firm. I want to say thanks to the general, as we know him, our Alan E.K., an attorney there with so much experience. It's unbelievable. And of course, it's been a great show as usual. However, I implore you to store the number or call the number, get yourself a free phone consultation, and implore everyone else to hire them, retain them, use them for all legal services that you may need. The number, once again, 844-774-3529. Call them for your immigration consultations, 844-774-3529. But like I always say, hire them afterwards. With that said, also want to remind you about the shark, okay? The case handler himself. I'm going to buy Conrad a little small keyboard so he can play that tune, from wherever he is, all right? So you can know the shark is there for you, fighting with the insurance companies to make sure that you get the maximum, the most you can get from these insurance companies. God forbid you get hurt in an accident. They believe that you not only deserve to get the maximum amount, but you deserve to be treated like family. And that's what PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and Seco is all about. Call the case handler when you get hurt in an accident, construction accident, slip and fall, you name it. You get hurt, you call them. The number for the firm, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. It's been a great show, and I'm looking forward to doing this with you again very soon, more than likely tomorrow. All right?
Absolutely, tomorrow morning.
There you go. Take care. Have an amazing day, people.